That's good. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, and it's Blabbing for Britain, and we've made it to episode 40. Morning, John.
Yay!
Wow.
40!
40 weeks. Blooming heck.
Does that make us feel old?
I think we should get a badge.
A Blue Peter badge.
Because other shows have fallen by the wayside when Blab disappeared. We've continued, and we're in our 40th week. And
Yes, Kevin said this morning he didn't realise we were still going. I told him to get his bottom over here and join us today.
Well, quite rightly so. He's more than welcome to join us, as you told him, and the more the merrier, really. Now, last night I was very gracious when Accrington Stanley beat Burnley.
Yeah, you didn't whine about it.
1-0. But I mean, it's just one of these things. It's a cup, and anything can happen. And it did go to extra time. But I mean, it's what football's about. It's not certain who's going to win any particular game.
Yeah, as I said last night, the Claret and Brew teams need to concentrate on their league positions and not worry about distractions like cup runs.
Exactly so. Stay in the Premiership.
You guys need to survive and we need to get back up. Yeah,
indeed. I mean, if we can stay ninth in the table, that'll be a lot of happy Clarence fans. And that should be a target. But it's like in the old days when Man United used to go out and get beaten because they played a second string. Burnley did that last night. Right.
Accrington Stanley. I guess they're local, aren't they?
They're 10 miles away. Well, 7 miles away from Burnley. It is the derby of derbies, really, because it's closer than Blackburn. So it's just on the doorstep. I mean, Accrington Stanley, famous for going out of business. Well, they were one of the founders of the league in 1891, and then went out of business in 62, and came back in 68, and they've worked their way up from the nether regions of the footballing leagues to the second division. So more power to them, and may they have a good season too. Right now, earlier.
Go on, I'll let you get it out of the way. Come on, England versus Pakistan. Get on with it.
You want me to explain the Duckworth Lewis rule to you?
No, just tell us that England beat Pakistan at cricket last night. Okay.
Yeah, they did. Unfortunately, rain stopped play, and one of the things about cricket is that when rain stops play, or anything stops play, providing you play 20 overs, there has to be a winner, and the winner is decided on scoring right. And England outscored Pakistan, so they won the first one. So that's it's not a victory, but it counts. It counts. It will always say 1-0. And that's how it should be. But let's hope we beat them fair and square in the second one. I will talk about the second one when that starts, of course. Yeah. Now, we said early this year that our sort of twin fears were Brexit and Mr. Trump. Yes, yesterday,
Mr. Farage beats Mr. Trump. Yeah.
Well, he was introduced. He was on stage with Mr. Trump yesterday.
Yeah, two dickheads stand together. What more can I say?
No, you can't really follow that one, John. No, I mean the situation is obviously he is now seen as being able to lead a country to a particular decision, not necessarily run it day to day. But he was introduced as the man who masterminded Brexit, which might be a slight stretch because he didn't do it. He
wasn't even playing the game. The others shoved him out the side.
But he will always be able to say that he was there from the beginning, and and staying with Brexit. I mean, the situation is that we're not going to leave this year. We might not leave next year, and they're trying to forget about it. Or sorry, we're saying depends on the paper you read.
Yeah, well, the stories are coming back round that it has to be voted on by MPs, right, and that the PM does not have the authority. And now we're getting lots of lawmakers saying that's the case. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It will, indeed. And of course, the other story of the week, or non-story of the week, is Jeremy versus Virgin Trains.
I think it was a mistake by one of his PR people to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. It was a PR stunt, wasn't it? I mean, when there were empty seats, and he's not come up with them. It just, if you make a mistake, if you cock up, then you just complain and just move on.
No, well, you can actually take a reserved seat that's empty.
Yeah.
15 minutes after the train has left the station.
Oh, right. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay. And do you know why there are so many empty reserved seats?
No.
If you book a ticket for a train after 9:30, it automatically allocates a seat to your ticket, even though you don't even necessarily know that you've got a reserved seat.
Oh, right. Okay.
It is fully explained on somewhere on Facebook, and I'll try and find it and post it.
Yeah.
But basically, the system works, and that's why they end up with people not sitting in seats when seats are never taken.
Right. Okay. Well, yes. So he could.
What happens is, see, people get a reserved seat. Apparently, it is notified, but people never read down that far when they get the email, their e-ticket.
Yep.
So what happens is, because it's an open seat, open ticket after 9:30, they catch the next one.
Yep.
And they increase the crowding on the next one because their reserved seat's gone on the previous one.
Indeed. Right, and it would be remiss of us not to mention the Olympics.
They're gone, forgotten, aren't they?
No. They're not forgotten. Not at all. I mean, for the country to get more medals than it did at London 2012 is incredible.
Yeah.
Because when you,
young Mr. Heath, he got an unexpected gold in the sprint. There is no way he was expected to win that.
Yeah.
So all power to him. But
well, I mean, we sent 360 athletes out there, and 120 of them won medals. So
1 in 3.
That's 1 in 3. Yeah. And across 15 different sports as well. It wasn't as if it was all concentrated.
You know, here's a question for you that I've never really worked out. Does the 4 golds given out in the relay count as 1 medal in the table?
There's 1 medal.
It is 1 medal, is it?
It is 1 medal in the table, yeah. As far as I know, yes, it is. Yeah. I mean, that's why we've got 67 medals and 120 winning a medal. Yeah. Because all sorts of things. And the other thing that happened since our last show is, of course, a 58-year-old won a gold medal, which augurs well. Nick Skelton won his gold medal.
Yeah, but he sat down to win that, didn't he?
Okay, he was on a horse. So it was a team effort, but the horse doesn't want a medal, doesn't know anything about them, so he got the medal on behalf of himself and the horse. But obviously, it's just brilliant that we had the youngest competitor of ours was 16 and the oldest 58 winning medals.
Now I'm going to be a little controversial, you see. The last 4 years, grassroots sport has had its funding cutting up to less than half. And I think we need to return some of that funding now so that not the next Olympics has its competitors, but the Olympics after have competitors. Good morning, Peter.
Guten Tag, wie geht's?
Alles gut.
Good morning, how are Staying Olympics.
Cheers, Peter.
I've
actually got an O-level in German. I haven't used it since I was 16, but I've got an O-level in German.
Have you indeed? Right. Yeah, Olympics. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? It's all over.
I was talking about reinvesting in grassroots to prepare not for the next Olympics, but for the Olympics afterwards?
Oh, how's that? Well, how's that question, right?
Well, we've been discussing how wonderful the Olympics were, but as I'm involved in canoeing, I can tell you that we had our funding cut dramatically over the last 4 years, and the funding went to fund the Olympics. I'd like to see it return to grassroots so that the Olympics after next have got their competitors coming up.
So what happens if someone in Inverness is a really good, potential to be a good velodrome rider?
Mm-hmm.
They train them. Because they've gotten out.
Well, have they gotten out? That's exactly what I'm saying to you. I want that person to have some funding rather than our current set of champions be continued to be funded. I know it sounds terrible, but how are we going to get the next lot along? Shut up, John. I want to work.
No. For canoeing, you just not saying you just need a canal or a river. For cycling, to be a cyclist, you need a velodrome. You
need a sprint course for the Olympic things. You cannot train on a canal or a river. There isn't a long enough straight on a canal. And a river is no good because it has current. Maybe racing against the current is helped to build your strength, but it doesn't replicate what happens. And similarly, as there are only 8 velodromes in the UK, there are only 7 suitable sites that do sprint courses.
All right. Okay.
So the velodromes are one up on us, if you'll pardon my little play there.
How's that? The Olympics. Who makes money from who? Right. So all these goals and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for the country. You feel good for how long? Then what happens to that? Who makes the money? What's it all about in the end? Apart from pride.
I think that it basically, to a certain extent, it is entertainment. I've got to say that because we love to watch the sports that we don't see and to watch the best in the world compete. So it's spectators. We benefit. After that, there's a trickle down into the sports themselves, isn't there? I mean, interest in sports. I mean, when Andy Murray wins Wimbledon, people become interested in tennis. And presumably when people win gold medals in swimming, diving, I mean, I can see an increase in the number of people wanting to take up diving.
Yeah. Don't know why, but there you go.
Well, I tell you, I might go from a 3-meter board, but you wouldn't get me a 10-meter board, that's for sure.
I mean, I've got to say that I love cycling now. The Olympics had done it. It was just me trying to get a wee bit more healthier. That's what I did it for. But at the end of the day, right? Somebody makes a lot of money out. You just look at Victoria Pendleton. I was in looking at a bike shop with her. Got bikes in her name. She'll be making a fortune from that.
Oh yeah.
From this and that. So
that's like footballers as well. Any decent pro footballer makes more money from his sponsorship than he does from his earnings. Football earnings, that is.
Whose noise is that? So what does the British people get back then?
Don't know, but the maximum you can get sponsorship as an Olympic elite athlete is 28k a year.
Yeah, it's the official one.
Yeah, it's just about average wage these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not against them getting that. You know, they work hard, and you see the joy of the Olympics. They're going out there, but then, as I said, you
know, your person in Inverness who's really good on their bike. The nearest place they can go is the Chris Hoy Velodrome in Glasgow. So they've got a fair old trek if they want to practice with other people.
Yeah.
And simply, I talked about canoeing. Yes, we do have multiple places where you can do sprint, but our Olympic team practice on a private place. They practice on Eaton's sprint, the Eaton's boating sprint lake.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a bit all over the place, really, isn't it? But I'd just like to see money back there to encourage kids to get in and do anything. I don't care what it is. I mean, I have an interest in canoeing, but kids encouraged to do some sport, and we're still not succeeding at it.
Well, I don't know if you read the article about the teacher last year, the headmistress in Scotland. She makes her pupils do a mile walk every day.
Good for her.
That's excellent.
Scotland, she makes them do part of her curriculum. She says, right, everybody's doing a mile walk today, and she takes them out every day for a mile walk. They've actually improved their schooling because of it. It's quite interesting.
It would not surprise me at all that healthy body equals healthy mind equals more success.
Yeah, right.
Good morning, Ken. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, okay, so what else is on the go this week?
Football, back to football.
Okay.
This doesn't affect Peter because he's in Scotland, but there's actually 2 really good TV programmes about football, and they're not matches tonight. Class of 92 are our Manchester United top guys who bought Salford. It's the 2nd season of the Salford behind the scenes thing, and that starts tonight, and that's on BBC 2. BBC 1 at 9 o'clock. So that's football, but behind the scenes, seeing how 3 very rich guys and 1 external from the team, Peter, the Hong Kong businessman, run a non-league football club. And then secondly, there's a new series coming out with the guy with the boxer shorts with the Leicester City badge on, Mr. Lineker. Did anybody see him last week actually present about a third of the programme in his underwear last week?
Fortunately not.
No, well, he's got a new series interviewing managers and footballers that starts tonight. And tonight's is Jurgen Klopp on BBC 2 at 10 o'clock. And there's been a couple of excerpts on the BBC in BBC website. See, my brain is just not working this morning, guys. Sorry about this. Including one of, you've got a map over there, Jurgen. He said, oh yes, this is my special German map of the UK, and it's actually got the city names in English and German on it. Okay, and he said, before he said, I wouldn't know whether Norwich was up here or Norwich was down here, and he says, well, Lineker leans over and says, it's here, and he said, but now I know where all the football teams are. And Lineker says to him, not sure you'll find everybody on there. For instance, where's Tottenham Hotspur? So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because I think there'll be some behind the scenes clues about how he motivates his men. So I think that'll be worth a watch.
Yeah.
And the class of 92 I'll probably watch on the iPlayer after the event. But
yeah, I heard a sort of short preview of Class of 92, and one of the quotes that's stuck in my mind is that when they're having difficulty actually building the team, aren't they? Because when they go after a player, the price goes up.
Yeah, well, this is the 2nd season, and they've stepped back quite a bit. Well, probably because 2 of them at the time are working in Spain. So, because the Neville brothers were in Spain when this was recorded. This is last season at Salford after they'd been promoted. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
So we already know what type of season they had last year.
Well, you can, because you can go and look at which league they're in now. It's interesting to see how much the tidbits you get is that they've actually ceded more responsibility to the 2 managers.
Yeah.
And are getting less involved. But that is inevitable if 2 of the 4, sorry, there's 4 class of 92 and the financer have gone to Spain, isn't it? So.
Indeed.
Although the brothers do get sacked some way through it.
The world of soccer.
Hey, it's all good fun.
It is indeed.
I think the class of 92 guys are making far more money from their hotel game than they are from football these days.
They refurbish hotels, don't they?
Yeah, it's interesting in that the one that they did buy, they let homeless people use over the winter.
Yeah.
Then they started the refurbish after the winter. So that's quite an interesting bit of, I don't know what you would call that.
No, it is good to hear. And Peter, in your neck of the woods, what's happening this week?
Right. Well, I've had a bonk.
Okay, we're going to ask for a translation on that because our literal translation isn't.
It's a cycling term. Americans a lot. So it's going your bike, right? You go on your bicycle, and it's known as bonking out, and it means your body can't take in any more. Because I'm a diabetic, it happened again on Sunday, and I was going up a hill at the end, and really steep hill, putting a lot of effort, and then my body just gave up. So what I found out, I haven't been taking enough electrolyte to produce the salts that are coming out of my body when I'm using my energy salts.
Oh, right.
And so I'll be taking some. I used to just take water, but I'm taking water, and I'm also taking a special drink that even the pros use, because even professional cyclists get this, can you believe? Everybody, a lot of them suffer it, and it's not a nice thing to get. So I went to the doctor, and says, "No, you're fine, you're just trying too much." And so it's great. So I've actually got I've got a heart. They said you've got a heartbeat.
Good.
And I've got a good heart there, and I'll be glad to say that I'm carrying on my cycling, but I'm going to take some nutritional advice, etc. And so that's me, so I'm very pleased.
And non-biking, the non-biking interpretation of the word bonk, is it the same as it is in England?
What, bonk?
Yeah.
No, in America it's not the same. No.
No, I mean in the UK it's not the same either. Well, certainly in England, bonk is to have sex. So
I know the American.
That's like lucky fella up in there.
Lucky fella. They explain to the American bonk is just like shag is a dance in America, you know. But so that's fine. So that was great. So that's it. Customer care. That's another. I think I touch would have been handling customer care. I've had a couple of things that went wrong, you know, and it's how you handle them. And
oh yeah.
And assist the woman. How's my phone number? She wouldn't. How's my phone number? I'll give my phone. No, and it was all emails. And eventually I said, look, let me try this first, and it worked. And I got an email back just now saying, thank you very much, problem solved, end of. But what I'll do now is I will go around and give her one of my new pens and a box of chocolates. She won't expect that, you see. Just been handed on. And so someone's...
And I always find that the people you've had a difficulty with actually become your best recommenders.
It's how you deal with customer service, you know.
If you've persevered and you've solved their problem, they will become one of your best recommenders.
Yeah, but I've solved that problem, but give her a slight problem. But we've sorted it out because of something that happened. And then it'll lead me on to go back to the train them again and say, show me how you do this again. So yeah, so it's been good. And I've just been getting booked to do a talk up here for Barclays Bank.
Oh, brilliant.
I've got two guys that are outsourced. They're an HR consultant and a health and safety consultant. And I'm to be giving a talk on how to outsource your business, outsource everything you can. Lets you get on with your business and also helps you run your business better and gets things done that you don't want to do. As you know, I'm sitting here now, and my telephone calls are answered elsewhere and dealt with by somebody else. So it's fine. Yeah.
We can remember around Christmas time you've taken your calls while sitting in bed, Peter. So you've definitely moved on.
Progress. Anyway, speaking of progress and possibly a step backward, did either of you catch the the new Facebook Live this week with 2 people on screen.
No, never heard about that.
Ah, right, okay. It was unveiled on Monday with with fanfare. Basically, Facebook are given personalities. In other words, those are verified by Facebook as being personalities, access to a new feature on Facebook Live. Until now, you'd be able to broadcast just one person. Yeah. With Facebook Live version 2, you can broadcast 2 people. So you can have a chat with somebody. Yeah. So far, so good. Now, what picture do you have in your head of the screen?
2 people side by side. Because we're not going to get that, are we?
You're not going to get that, no. What you actually got, I mean, we've been spoiled because we've come through Blabbing now to Fire Talk, and we know what it should look like. We've learned. We have high expectations. It came up and it had in the corner of the screen, I'm just going to try and do it, the picture was round there of the second person, was there.
Oh, so
the
it's
main person was here.
Picture on TV.
Yeah, it's picture on picture.
Yeah.
In picture. Yeah.
And they unveiled it with great ceremony, and there's a lady who did the presentation. The guy behind her, who apparently is a billionaire, he was just up in the corner of the screen, and everybody went, not bothered.
Isn't it? You can bothered. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go into Joel Combs' group, I'll put a link up later, but it was just so bad. It was sort of technology from the Ark, because picture in picture has been available. You know, I mean, they got it wrong. I think they pulled it actually, because we've not heard much of it since Monday. We've had nobody broadcasting in that way. So Facebook is now 2 up on screen, but it needs a lot of work.
1 up and a postage stamp.
Well, I don't know why they did it. I mean, they must, you know, research these things and look at what's going on. I mean, Hangouts, they've only got to see a Hangout to know what's required, and that's been around since we started this.
Yes. So talking about streaming products,
yeah,
Friends Just Chatting has been trying a few different things out.
Okay.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's RABB.IT. I think it's horrible. You end up with little circles down in the bottom left-hand corner, and when you speak, the main picture swaps to whoever's speaking, and it gets rather, well, you can pin someone so that it stays with the same person in the middle. It's horrible.
Well, you can't see yourself speaking, can you?
Yeah, you can. You get a circle down in the bottom.
Oh, you get a circle down in the bottom, but you don't. You never see yourself on the big screen.
Well, you see all 4 people down in the bottom. Yeah, you can be in the big screen as well. I just didn't like it, although they're having another go with it today.
Right.
But I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I hopped in for 5 minutes yesterday.
The big advantage, you can have 10 people on the 10. I think it's 10 people on the screen at the same time. We've also been using Appearing, and I've got to say, for an open chat that's going to last a long time with people popping in and out, Appearing seems pretty good, actually.
So that's a private chat?
By putting it in the room and publicising the room name, anybody can come in.
All right, okay. Yeah.
But it is quite good. You can get 8 up. Quality's okay, but it's not for us. Right. Yeah, it's definitely not for this kind of event. Yeah, I think Fire Talk is far better. But if you're just having something that's open all day long where people want to pop in and out, it's not bad. Because although you've made me a producer here, I can't kick Peter, for instance, or things like that. You can make other people co-host type level responsibilities, and so if the person who owns it isn't in the room when you get a troll, for instance, other people can get rid of the troll. So it has some advantages, but I still like Fire Talk.
I think Fire Talk works. Simple as that, isn't it, Peter? I mean, we've tried everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when what I don't know yet. There's a couple of things that. Now, how do you share a screen? Can you do that?
Yeah, just a minute. It takes us on to a topic. I'm just going to try this. Okay, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to go to that screen. We actually have, this is a screen share just whilst we're here. We actually have a new planet. We've discovered a new planet called Proxima b, which is only, well, it's 10 to 40 trillion kilometers away, which is baffling, really. But there is here, hopefully, a little video. And, incredibly, just hope it plays.
See, when I'm watching this, I've put it on full screen, and I've got a big white gap at the top, and then your screen with BBC News in it, the tab.
All right, okay. Can you not? Hang on, I'm just going to refresh that screen. Okay, so you should be able to see neighbouring star Proxima Centauri. Yeah. Then I'm going down until we get to the video.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to take the video full screen.
Right, okay.
So that's full screen in my viewing area.
Press escape. Well, I've got a big white gap at the top of it.
But that's because you've clicked your own full screen. If you click back to the minimals, unclick that, you'll see it fills the discussion area where the four.
That's it. That's it. Well done. Do you think there's duplicates of us elsewhere in the world? Not as us as people, but I wonder.
I wonder too.
I wonder. It's all meant to be, is it? Yeah. Very good. Okay, that's okay. So what else can it do that I don't know about then? 4 people online at one time?
Yeah, 4.
You schedule an event by sending your emails.
Here, there's 4 of us, but you can swap in and out, and you can have unlimited viewers. In a peer-in, there's 8 slots, and only 8 people can be in the room.
All right, okay. No, I just think this is a way forward, and I don't know if they can get the broadband fast on things, because every time I do things like this, we've been okay.
Yeah.
But if you were doing a big convention or something like that with it, and you depended on this, and you don't get the broadband width or something like that, it's a nightmare.
But isn't that a time to look at 4G? 4G seems to be working better in the rural areas than broadband rollouts. I mean, I've got a client who lived on the edge of town who swapped to 4G for his main thing rather from BT because it's just much better.
Yeah.
He's getting 70 odd meg from his 4G and was getting 3 megabyte from a broadband fibre link that wasn't working properly.
Yeah, Ustream, Ken, I remember that Ustream. I mean, that goes back a bit as well. As I say, I used to look into these things, but it used to frustrate me because nobody would come on and speak to me. If you know what I mean. Microsoft Net Meeting, do you remember that one?
Rings a bell.
It's back in a new format as well, but
Indeed.
Not been released over here yet. It's available in the US.
Because obviously they own Skype. Yeah, I'll tell you a little app I downloaded. It's called NavMe, Navmii for your phone, right? And you download the map, and then you can buy, say, if you went to Germany, you can buy the map of America, of Germany, or you can actually just download the map and just put your name on again, right? Save you buying it. But what I like about it is I've put my guys onto it in the vans, and I've called it my pest control business, what it is, van 1, van 2, van 3, whatever, and it tells me where they are. And I've told them, but not only that, people can see it when they're on it, and they'll say, "Oh," and it's another way of marketing your business.
Yep.
doesn't, obviously not big here, but and it actually records where you know your route. It gives you traffic information. You can put on if police are there with the zapper. You can actually put it on there, and then you can tell if there's an error on the map. It's quite good. Nav me, and it's free. Anyway, by the way, where's my copper friend? He's disappeared.
Sergeant TCS, Neil.
Yeah, never seen him. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still promoting. I mean, he was on GMTV, wasn't he? Not, but that's probably ages ago now. He's still around on social media. I haven't seen him on Fire Talk. I haven't seen him on a show since Blab closed. So you're on that, Peter.
Okay.
In terms of Fire Talk, I've just put a link in the right-hand side there to David Vaughan's video, which he released 2 days ago, and that's a great introduction to Fire Talk from the beginning. And that if you take that link and just have a look at it and like it for later, then he's done a good job on it. That's about 14 minutes, and it's a good introduction to what Fire Talk can do.
Come back to our friend Peering.
Yeah.
I joined just chatting from a client's on my phone via 4G, and in 2 clicks once you've installed the app, which I really liked. And just unlock my phone, so it's hit a Peering logo, click start now, and I'm in the room. There's no one else in the room, but I'm in the room.
Okay, gotcha.
This is via 4G, so.
Right. Okay. I did try to sort of. I tried to get them to look at Mimi.tv, but I think it's got a naming problem.
No, Mimi TV is going to be tried by the Just Chatting people either Friday or one day next week.
Oh, very good. Okay, because
that's not going to happen.
When I spoke to Kelvin, I was chatting to Kelvin Monday night. He said, "Does it do Android?" So I quickly went on to Mimi, created the show on my tablet, and then started the show on my tablet. No problem at all. That's from a Chrome browser on the tablet, so presumably.
Yeah, I think your Vic's probably going to drive that.
Yeah. Okay. All good. All right. Okay.
Oh, usefulness of the internet for the government, or us being able to check things for the government. My lad Phil came in here the other day, and I knew his MOT was up about the same time as my wife's car. So I said to Phil, have you booked your MOT? He said, no, it's middle of September. I said, I don't think it is. I said, do you know where the paperwork is? And he said, nah, why would I know where that is? So we went online to gov.uk, followed the menu to MOT, typed in his registration number, and it's today. So yesterday, ring around to find somebody. In fact, actually, the first place he rang got him in. So it's quite useful.
6 cents got you.
And you can also check if a vehicle's insured online as well.
Just to let you see how Sam, the guy, I don't know if you can see, the guy's on screen. It's a picture of a monster. If I push it,
a white screen.
If I push it, then it'll tell me who he is. You can see who people are, but he hasn't changed his name to my business name yet. So, but I can tell exactly where he is right now. No, not follow him. I told him when they use it for health and safety purposes.
Oh yes, it's handy. I mean, if somebody gets in touch with you, to get in touch with him, if you know where he is, that helps.
Absolutely, because I'll get people. Is your man coming? I'll say, hold on, and I can go like, yeah, he's just round the corner. It'll be 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, HGV drivers have had that spy in the cab for years.
Yeah,
and it's not a spy. It's as you say, it's useful when needed.
Yeah, and also it's a bit because I got a thing in from Yell. Believe it or not, Yell still works for me. So does the book. Yell works for me, and they, in fact, I'm meeting them tonight, and they come up and said, we've had a look at what you've been getting in, and this is where you need to get your name on other places, and NavMe was one of them. again, obviously, I'm big in America by the looks of it because it's free.
I've got TomTom built in the car, so I use Tom.
Okay. So I can actually use this for cycling as well, this one, and I can also use it for walking, and it's downloaded onto the phone, and you don't need to use your data for it if you go abroad. Just put on your satellite. What do you call it? Because you don't pay for what do you call it when location services.
Oh yeah, GPS.
GPS and location. You don't get charged for that, but you do for data. So it's quite handy when you go to France again. It's in your car because it can cost you about €70 or €50 to hire a sat nav.
Oh yeah.
So
of course, you can do almost everything you've listed with Google Maps, because Google Maps you can now download the maps offline, and you can specify whether you want UK or Europe, so you can actually use it using your GPS without using any bandwidth.
Yeah, what I like about the Apple one is the hyperlink on it. You touch it, it takes you straight to their map, but I don't like it so much.
No, I prefer the Ordnance Survey maps.
Yes, I've got that. I had that as well.
That's
You got on your phone.
Then you know where you're walking.
Stephen's a big walker.
But do you use them on your phone, Stephen?
Sorry?
Do you use the Ordnance Survey app?
Oh yeah.
I had, because one of the problems we've got, we get sent to someone's house or someone that's in the back of Beyond.
Yeah.
But you can open up the Ordnance Survey map, and being an ex-soldier, I can read the map and say, yeah, that's where they are. They'll say it's next to the farm. Okay, there's the farm, there's your house there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I don't know, have you heard of W3W, What 3 Words? Have you heard about that?
No.
Right. Have you ever tried to say to somebody, look, it's in a house, we're in such and such a place, but nobody can ever find it. So what you do, no matter, this is on NavMe, by the way, so no matter what happens, you can go in the middle of a field and you can push it, and it comes up with 3 words. What 3 words? And it could be the stupidest of words, but then you could give it to your friend, they put it in their phone, and it'll take it right to where you are.
All right, okay, yeah.
Fascinating. So if you're lying there with a broken leg or something, and you need the RAF to come out and pick you up in the yellow budgie, you could say, what 3 words? You push it, and it comes up, and you'll say, what 3 words is this? And they can put that in an area, and they'll find it. Amazing.
You're living in the past, Peter.
No, we're not. We're good.
All the big yellow budgies have gone.
You know what?
Subcontracted to bloody Bristow helicopter.
I tell you what, the Ordnance Survey maps, if you're in the middle of a forest, or in the middle of the Savernake forest, and there's no roads, John. We're in the forest, no roads at all, no canals, no nothing, no signposts, no nothing. An Ordnance Survey map on your iPhone or your iPad will tell you exactly where you are. And if you're on a trail, and that trail is a dead end, you can rely on the map. It is a dead end. We found that out.
Yeah. I find it hard enough to walk the dog around the block, let alone go walking in the forest. So.
Hey, speaking about that, right? I met a few years back, I met my troop corporal, and he was a physical training instructor as well. And we done orienteering. You know what orienteering is? You run about checkpoint to checkpoint.
Yep.
And so he had the map, and we ran and we went here and we went back there and we went back there, and we could never get to the point where we were exhausted. You know what had happened? He'd taken his China graph, and what happened, he just by mistake, he touched it, right? Yep. And we thought it was a checkpoint. It was never existed. It's absolutely sharp. Oh dear. But no, I just thought that because the guy that works for me, Willie, he's murdered. I said all I need to do now for him is say, send them a text with the what 3 words in it and say, copy it and paste it into the browser for the map, and away you go. It'll take you right to where I am. I thought it was fascinating. What 3 words? Have you heard of that before, guys?
Nope.
It's incorporated into NavMe. Just a bit of useful information for you.
Indeed. And talking of useful information, 4N. We talk about 4 networking occasionally.
Yeah.
Not always in glowing terms, but Kevin's not with us today, is he? No. We're talking in glowing terms today because 4 networking is actually opening up in Devizes.
All right, yeah.
In September. And my friend Phil Hendy, who's an accountant locally and runs Wiltshire Business Club, is the group manager. And as it's the grand opening, and this is where it gets very interesting, as it's the grand opening, a certain Mr. Mike Gordon is travelling all the way from Worcester down to Freddie Gordon is travelling all the way down from Worcester to Devizes, and he's going to be there for the grand opening at 7 o'clock on the 21st of September. And Angelica and I will be there too, because Mike is staying with us on the 20th. So we get a chance to meet up again. He's staying here overnight, and then we're his guests in the morning at the meeting. So
I say 4 networking's grown again, and Brad will tell you, I think it was, don't quote me, but since Brad stepped down as managing director, I think it's grown 20 to 25%.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Brad's like Marmite, isn't he? That you either love him or
but if he's just a minute, he's not here there, John. Who's running it now, Peter?
Right, I've forgotten the chap's name, but he came in and then he's taken over as managing director, and he dealt with big companies, you know.
Yep.
And the other guy that was the director, I forgot their names now, but a guy that you knew from Manchester, he's taken over, and basically he's more of a background guy actually. And they've got Mike, do you know Michael Nagels? Mike Nagels, he's responsible. He actually works for them now, and he's responsible for the growth and setting. Yes, and there's a guy from Blackburn who's actually Scottish. He's opened up in Blackburn, but he's the area leader, and he comes up to Glasgow and opened there, and they're opened in Edinburgh. I mean, I've got to say, I quite enjoyed 4 networking. I did, and but just it didn't get its time up here. It didn't get enough establishment, you know. But hey, listen, I'm BNI now, and the Aberdeen is absolutely massive now. There's about 8 chapters in Aberdeen.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And they keep growing and growing, because what's happened, a lot of people that didn't network before are networking now because they have to, because they're having to chase smaller fish now. Yep. Rather than the oil companies.
All right, so the managing director is Jason Dutton.
Okay. Jason Dutton.
Yeah.
Chairman and development director is Terry Cooper.
Okay.
Brad's still involved, but he's listed as the founder. And
that's right.
Network leader is Michael Nagels.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's Nagles.
He's an American guy.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so we can talk about 4N now, because Brad Burton's not involved.
Well, it looks like he's still listed on the management.
Oh no, he's still involved, but he's running his Brad camps, and he's running his
right, okay. Yeah.
Brad camps up, but he's still involved before networking, but not the way he used to be. He stepped down as managing director.
Yeah, he's still listed as a board member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whilst we're on networking meetings, a shout out to Fraser Hay, who starts his first ever real world meeting in Moray on the 1st of September. So wish him well with that. I don't have the full details in front of me, but if you Google Fraser Hay, if you're watching the replay, you'll find him.
Hi, Fraser.
Hang on. Can we go fraserhay.com, do you think, John? Would that work?
I don't really know. Let's just see where he is.
Yeah.
business name. We've still got to meet. We've had a phone call the other week, actually.
Yeah.
It's growyourbusinessclub.co.uk.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Grow your business, and I think it's under that banner. He's actually arranging the meeting. And
that's right.
He's posted on Facebook, so I shared it and give him a hand with it. Yeah, I'm hoping that now that we're Stabbed on Fire Talk, to have a word with Fraser and with Marcus and bring them onto here with their show, because they did enjoy themselves on Blab, apart from the technical problems. So try and encourage them to come back online as well. In other news, there isn't any really. I mean, there's no tech news this week. I think it's just working. It's as simple as that, really. We don't have a situation where yet where people are coming together like they did on Blab, but I'm sure if we work towards it, it will happen.
But you know, there's still not a big growth, is there? Where is everybody?
That's a reasonable question, Peter.
I still think a lot of people have not got over the initial fear.
Remember what we're speaking about? People don't like going and... I mean, to give you an instance about networking, with this talk I'm going to give with the bank, the guy says, oh, you'll have to get my emails and trying to meet up. I says, why don't we just use a meeting? Can Skype? Let's use Skype. And instead of me having to travel to you and you travel to me and you live in the country, and let's just do it on Skype and get it over with, talk it over. We can talk about anything we want to do sitting in a room, somewhere. And I just think it's great. So that's what we're going to be doing. And that. I mean, people that take advantage of this now in the future can run their meetings from it, their groups from it, their network marketing from it, everything to get up there and get the troops really buzzed up and go there and you sell that product, and if you knock on that door, keep knocking, if they shove it in your face, put your foot in it.
Every Facebook should have its own chat. Every business should have its own chat.
So if Brad Burton is pizza man, Peter Stewart is definitely coffee man.
Coffee man. I've got a milk bottle made, right? A milk bottle. And I've got the milkman's crate they used to carry when they delivered the milk. Because that's what I done. Brad done pizza. That's what I said in front of him when I says, hey, you think he had it tough? He was delivering pizzas in the evening. I was out in the morning at 3 o'clock delivering pints of milk. Then I done my job. So I actually got my prop of that and a plastic milk bottle made with 3D, these 3D printers.
Oh, yeah.
I got a milk bottle made because I didn't want real ones, but it wasn't cheap. And so it's quite, you'd never guess he was a soldier. Why is that then, Ken? Why is that? Is it my smooth shaven chin?
It's your outgoing personality, I think, Peter. Ken can always censor better than I.
Mind you, I think I'm a bit of a Marmite person as well. I can see people seeing me coming and shying away from me.
Peter, have you had the TV program Drive?
What is it, sorry?
There's a TV program.
We've got an echo.
Okay. Go on.
A TV program. We've got a TV.
We have John.
Type it.
Yeah.
The only person that isn't echoing. Oh, I'm not echoing any longer.
Okay, what's the name of it?
A TV program called Drive, where six celebrities drove a series of different vehicles. One of them was your lookalike namesake.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It turned out to be the timidest driver in Great Britain.
Oh, I know. Well,
I wondered if your driving was like his.
Mine, I'm an advanced motorist. So
you still got that Citroen van?
No, that's gone. I've hired.
I know you've got a blue Citroen van.
It's on my website.
Oh, I didn't get it from the website. It's parked outside your house if you look on Google.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. And you see the beautiful woman standing beside our car? That's my partner.
Oh right, okay. I only looked actually because I was trying to work out which was your house when you photographed yourself in the gateway.
All right, okay, yeah.
Photographed yourself on the bike coming out your gateway.
All right, okay. Ah, that's right. And I said about Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, where does this bugger live? So,
what are you, a
I
stalker?
went to your website, highlighted your address, and then right-clicked and said search on Google.
Yeah.
And then switched to maps.
Just shows how quickly people can
It,
hold it.
it plunked you nowhere near your house. It plunks you on the other side of the road in front of the house opposite you.
Ah, right. It is a I used to.
And you look at it, and think, well,
Speaking
none
of
of these look like the picture of Peter's house.
Yeah.
But then eventually, when you move round, you find there's this blue van parked in front of number one.
You see the name in it?
Well, yeah, of course, it says Appleton.
That's good. So this is a stranger. All the streets in my area are named after islands. And this road, and the houses were built for the oil people coming up. They're actually Scandinavian houses. They were built quick to accommodate all the offshore workers in Aberdeen. And that's it. And I used to deliver milk in this area, and it was like a rabbit warren. It's horrible. And now I live here. So
I thought it was a very nice place to live.
It is. Yeah, it is quite. Apart from them stealing the motor scooter.
We get that round here. It's incomers that come in and do the stealing.
Yeah. So yeah.
To answer your earlier question, Peter, about where are people? People are on Facebook, and our episode last week was 127 people saw it in their timeline, and 30 people actually watched it. So episode 39 was watched by whoever was here live, plus 30, plus.
And where are those people, do you think?
Where are they? I don't know who they are because Facebook won't tell me unless I pay.
Okay. Oh, you put to Facebook? Yeah.
Yeah, post on Facebook, and we've been viewed, or video replay has been viewed 30 times.
I have to watch
that's yeah, we do repurpose this. It goes out on YouTube and on Facebook. We have, sorry, just a light bulb moment, or a house moment as we call it around here. I have at long last set up home pages for, I'm just waiting for my internet. While I wait for my internet.
I need to take this, guys.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
You're right.
I set up home pages for each of the shows that I do, I'm involved in. And this is the home page for Blabbing for Britain. I'll just post a link now.
You don't go in there now, so do you?
Hang on.
You don't go on that now, Blabbing. It's gone, isn't it?
Well, we are Blabbing for Britain now.
Oh, you
we
kept
the name.
Britain, yeah.
Yeah, we kept the name. That's our new homepage. So all the videos that we've ever made.
Have you put it up here? Oh, that's the link. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's all the videos we've ever made. All 39 of them. And we've been joined by somebody. Just a minute. We've got so many viewers we can actually spot them. We've got a mystery viewer. The thing is that on here as well, people can watch without being logged in, which is the beauty of the system. So we don't know who those people are. But Ken, thank you for joining us today. It's been wonderful, and some of your observations have brought a smile to us all.
So where are you, Ken? Where is Ken?
Yeah, the world in wonderful Cheshire, gorgeous Cheshire.
I served in the army with a lot of guys from Cheshire, the 3rd Carabineers, which joined with the Scots Greys. Royal Scots Greys become the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. Did you know that, Ken? I know.
There you go. Just going back, I remember, just going back to Ken's last observation about the .live domains. I'm a member of Joelcom's group, which is about 6,000 strong on Facebook, and it's got most of the major players in the video chat industry and marketing as well. And he's been, would touting be too strong a word, Ken? He's been touting getting your .live domain through an affiliate link, possibly. I think he's on commission for everything he does. And that's basically, he does it so well, though. I mean, we've always had this phrase, give us gain. And Joelcom is one of those who gives. He runs the Facebook group, and he offers information there. He does videos, chats on Crowdcast, which he gets commission for, Ken. But he does give, and he's one of the best marketers I've seen, because you don't notice it. You don't notice he's selling to you, and that's the stealth approach. So you get people interested in you as a person or you as a brand, and then you can sell them. And he's got that down. He's got that off pat. I mean, we've all seen people like Grant Card. Right, okay, bye.
I'll have to go.
Okay, cheers, Peter. See you later.
Bye. Right. Hello. Yes.
Right. Okay. It's down to me then. He is a good guy. I fully respect him. Very personable, and he shares the information. But you know that you're going to be sold to, but you don't mind. Simply, you don't mind. Okay. Now, whilst it's quiet, I can tell you that tomorrow there's a private fire talk taking place. It's the first ever episode of Ask Angelica, which we're preparing so that we can use that as the promotion for episode 2. And Ask Angelica is when Angelica comes on air and answers questions about learning the German language, either in English or in German. And we're trying that as a quarter of an hour show, and that will be on Fridays. And this Friday we're just doing the pilot episode, as it were, this being almost TV, and then we'll be going live next week once we find out any problems. I'm not quite sure if John's coming back either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple of minutes to see if John does come back. If he doesn't, then I'm going to close for today. It's been another good session. Loving for Britain and chatting away. And Ken, as I said before, thanks for joining in. To everybody who watches the replay, thank you for getting this far. And we'll obviously be back for episode 41. We've got to carry on until we get to 52 at least, to be on air for a year. And hopefully we'll have some news next week about Angelica's Ask Angelica, and another couple of shows that are happening as well. Bye for now, Ken. And I'm just waiting for John to come back on screen.
I'll see you in a bit then. Ta-da.
Okay.
Hello, sorry about that.
No worries. Right.
From the hospital about Mom, so you couldn't really ignore it.
No, indeed. Okay, good news. Ish.
No, well, I'll take a hearing aid
in. Okay.
We did run through where she was at, but she's not really any different than she was before. So.
Right. Well, it's a wrap.
A wrap.
Please left us. Ken's got to go. We enjoyed this week. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday at 10. Take care. Bye from him.
And goodbye from him. Bye.
Yes.